Welcome back to Schrader's RC, and in this video we're going to be explaining everything a beginner needs to know before getting into RC airplanes. Now before we start, I just want to say thank you all so much for getting me over 450 subscribers. I remember just talking about one of my videos getting 100 to 200, and that was less than a month ago, and so the fact that we're on our way to 500 is astonishing to me, so thank you all again. So let's get right into the video. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the price of just the overall hobby itself. Between the airplanes, the parts, your batteries, transmitters, stuff like that, it is a very expensive hobby, so keep that in mind before joining. Now, another thing worth talking about is safety. RC airplanes can be very dangerous, especially if you don't know what you're doing, and new pilots are very vulnerable to making some of these mistakes. Now, some of the most common things that hurt people the most are batteries exploding and propellers hurting people. Now on transmitters, we have what we call throttle cut, and that is basically where if we have it on, which is set to a switch, where if we move the throttle stick, the propeller or anything else won't be moving at all. This is to prevent accidentally your airplane rolling or taking off on its own, or to prevent the airplane coming straight at you and hurting you. I've done this multiple times before I even knew what throttle cut was, because I didn't think that it was that important. I saw a video just like this one come up on my recommended page on YouTube and thought, man, I don't need any of that. It's their toys. But in the end, it actually cut my knee up pretty bad and scarred my knee because the propeller came at me flying at full force, and yeah, it didn't feel good. So make sure you do research on throttle cut. Now next, like I've already mentioned, our batteries exploding. LiPo batteries, which are pretty typical for new RC airplanes, are big crybabies, like I've mentioned. They should be stored properly, they can't be overcharged, undercharged, stuff like that. And if they do get overcharged, they become puffy. And now they're pretty obvious when they become puffy. They don't look boxy anymore, they look more round than anything else. Now if your batteries turn into a more round shape and get puffy, do not use them, do not charge them, get rid of them safely. Batteries can explode in the airplane, catch fire, and sometimes when you're charging them, they will explode and catch everything on fire, and it's just not a good day for that. Now speaking of battery charging, never leave your batteries charging unattended. If you've ever read an instruction manual on a new battery you get, you'll see that one of the top instructions or rules is that to never leave the batteries charging unattended. Now yes, while all the new LiPo batteries are mostly safe, you never know what could happen. There could be a defect in them, or sometimes your charger may be bad and pushing way too much power through your batteries. And even a brand new healthy battery can catch fire and explode if you're not careful with them. So if you see a battery smoking, getting puffy, or getting unreasonably hot while charging, unplug it immediately and get rid of it. Now another thing a beginner should know about is the difference between RTF, BNF, and PNP. Now RTF means ready to fly, meaning it comes with the battery, the transmitter, all the chargers, and of course the airplane. So you literally have everything in the box you need to fly. BNF, which means bind and fly, means that the airplane comes with obviously the airplane and nothing else. It comes with a receiver in it, obviously we'll get to that. You'll need your own transmitter, battery, charger, and everything like that to fly. Now the PNP version, which means plug and play or pair and play, there's a lot of different definitions. But this basically means that the airplane is going to come with the airplane itself, obviously. No transmitter, no battery, no chargers, and no receiver. The receiver normally comes in the ready-to-fly and bind-and-fly airplanes already installed and plugged in, so you don't need to worry about that. But with a PNP plane, you'll need to purchase your own and install it and wire everything up yourself. It's an easy way to tell which airplane is which, whether it's ready-to-fly, bind-and-fly, or pair-and-play. Because in the name itself, it will usually have RTF, BNF, or PNP right in the name. It's nothing to really stress about, just make sure you pick the right one before you buy. Next, we'll talk about which airplane to get for your beginner. Now, I know, yes, you may want to get something like that F-22 behind me. You may want to get a P-51, a Spitfire, Warbird, anything like that. But I'm telling you, those are not, But I'm warning you right now, those airplanes are not suitable for beginners at all. Like, at all. Warbirds, fighter jets, and other things like that can be really fast, twitchy, and handle weird, and just may not give an overall good experience for a beginner. Now, I've had some of you guys in my comments say, I got an EDF as my first plane, it worked out fine. I got a Warbird as my first plane, worked out fine. Yeah, sure, that may be the case. But most of the time, experienced pilots with other YouTube channels say to stick with a trainer plane like the FMS Ranger or eflite Apprentice or something like that, that's relatively cheap, durable, and simple so that it's easy to fly and you're not flying super fast and having to sit there panicking. The whole point of the hobby is to have fun. You shouldn't be stressing or panicking flying your brand new airplane. If you're wondering which plane to get for yourself, I'll put this video down below that I made right here, and I explain the best planes for beginners that you can buy. And the next thing to talk about, you may see on other YouTube channels or YouTube videos that a lot of comments say, fly a gas or balsa plane. This is what a real airplane feels like. Yeah, they do fly different, and it's true. The balsa wood airplanes and the engines do fly better, I guess, but for a beginner, it's best to stick with an electric airplane just because they're cheaper, easier to work on. You can glue the wings back together if they do break, while with balsa and wood airplanes, you can't really do that because when they break, they're broken. They're done, most of the time. So my overall main goal is that don't let the comments on another video or comments in general discourage you and tell you where to start. Now, yeah, that may sound ironic because I told you not to get a fighter jet for your first plane, but that's like an unspoken rule. Next, we'll talk about where to fly your planes. Say you just got your first RC airplane and you want to fly it right now. You have the battery charged, your transmitter's full of battery, you're ready to go, everything's ready to go. And you're ready to take it out in your front yard to fly it. Now, depending on the size of the airplane, can really tell if this is a good idea or not. Now, this one is broken, but a plane this size can be flown in a front yard or a backyard. But a plane of this size or bigger, you should not fly in your front or backyard. It's just too big, too fast, too bulky for everything like that. So a better place to fly bigger planes like that would be a public park like a soccer field, maybe a public football field, a big open space with grass, no trees, buildings, people, or power lines. Especially power lines. Stay away from those. For those of us that have hit power lines with our planes, yeah, just go ahead and type in the comments what happens. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about before wrapping this video up is doing research before buying an airplane. Please do your research before buying anything. Anything. I know, I don't care if it's an airplane, transmitter, battery, charger. I don't care. Please do research on it. I don't care what TikTok says. I don't care what YouTube says. You should always be looking at least 3 videos on a product, at least I do, before buying it. Because just because one person says that the airplane is good or battery is good or anything like that is good, does not mean it's going to be good for you. Now, a little tip, if you're doing research on an airplane, one of the best channels I can recommend to see if this airplane is recommended for you is the Two Brothers RC YouTube channel. They do a fantastic job of reviewing the airplane, showing how it flies and showing its good things, its bad things, what it's good at, what it's not good at, and things like that. They pretty much do every airplane that's pretty much out there by every big brand. So if you go to Two Brothers RC YouTube channel and search up the plane, I guarantee you they have it. That's personally what I do before I'm buying an airplane, or even if I'm excited about one that's coming in the mail, I'll just go ahead and watch 10 to 20 videos about it, just because I'm so excited about it. But yes, again, do your research before buying anything. Now, there are plenty more things I could go on and ramble about for beginners, but those are the main topics I wanted to talk about for you guys that are just getting into the hobby. If you like this video, be sure to let me know down below by hitting the like and subscribe button. Thanks again for joining, and I'll see you later.